Today's story starts with a gorgeous blonde elf princess named Anastasia. A great holy war has been going on in her ship which will decide the fate of another world. Her soldiers tell her that the barrier has been destroyed and the dragons are approaching the ship from the front. She is not fighting any regular demons. She is facing off her greatest nemesis, the Dragon King, Naga. 3 massive dragons soar toward the ship, ready to attack her while she is standing with her 2 elf guards facing off against her strongest otherworldly enemies. She smirks at King Naga and says that as she expected, he broke through her barrier. Her guard emphasizes that this is the strongest barrier Her Highness has ever made that has ever gotten damaged. Princess Anna is definitely a sassy princess. The great battle starts between both races. Anna shoots countless magic stars at the Dragon King's army while they counterattack. A great meteor storm that is Anna's magical power takes down 80% of the Dragon King's army. The once-in-a-millennium genius magician of the Elven Empires, the millennial great magician and 7th princess, Anastasia Imperial, is ready to take down King Naga now. She looks him in his eyes as he is flying right in front of her ship and asks him if he is trying to tell her to settle the matter here. But this is not what King Naga has in plan for her. Anna's guards inform her that an extremely enormous magic power has been detected. This is the dragon's last secret art, the Heavenly Dragon King Cannon. Her guard tells her how bad this can be and they have to evacuate immediately. But this is not something Anna can do because if she tries anything like this, the Eternal Heart will fall into the hands of the other races. The Eternal Heart is a giant crystal that she is protecting. She opens up her arms and uses her magical spell to summon all the stars in the sky and uses their powers for her ultimate magic, the Violet Nova. This attack can end anything, and as the attack hits the Dragon King, a huge blast happens, blurring everyone's vision. Looks like it is over for her and her ship. Fast forward to that, Anna lies on the ground, which looks like it is made of sand. Is she at some beach? What is she doing on Earth? Suddenly, she opens her eyes and looks around to see a huge sea in front of her. The waves hit her legs while she tried to figure out what just happened. She wonders where everyone is. Her General Ignar and Meal. Perhaps they get blown away somewhere due to the magical impact. In any case, she has to get up and head back to her battlefield. As she is busy thinking about all this, a weird sound comes from the bushes behind her. Anna is shocked to see the shadow of a huge man standing in the dark with a wooden stick in his hand. Anna is still trying to figure out who this can be. But the guy is not stopping. He steps out of the bushes to run after Anna. Anna screams at him, saying not to come any closer to her. She tries to use wind magic to blow him away, but the magic is not working. Panicked, she makes a run for it, trying to get away from him. The guy sees her run away and also gets panicked and runs after her with all his strength. Chasing each other, they reach a cliff. Now Anna stands on the edge of the cliff while the bearded guy is right behind her. Anna sees him standing behind her and jumps off the edge just to find out that she cannot fly. Is she going to fall? The guy grabs her by her feet and saves her from falling. The guy asks her for her help, saying he has been stranded on this deserted island for a week now and he can't escape. The guy seems to be a feet lover, the way he is looking at her feet instead of her exposed body. Anna is shocked to find out that this human can talk. He helps her get up, and she takes a breath of relief. After realizing that he saved her life, she decides to introduce herself, saying that she is the 7th princess of the Elven Empire, Anastasia Imperial. It seems like she gets ejected here due to a magical collision. She tells him that she will forgive him for being rude to her and will help him get out of this place. But first, he has to help her and tell her the exact location where they are. The guy looks at her with a confused look in his eyes and tells her that he has no time to entertain her little play right now. Anna is also confused about the little play he is talking about. The guy looks at her again and asks her where her parents are. She speaks his language, but she doesn't look like she is from Japan. He asks her if she is a middle schooler. Hearing this, Anna gets extremely angry and tells him that it would have been unthinkable for someone like him to even meet the Imperial Highness of the Elven Empire. The guy looks at her and rolls his eyes before asking her if she comes to this island by ship. Where is the ship now? Anna thinks for a second and tells him that it probably crashed due to the magical collision. But according to the calculations, there should be no damage to the mothership though. Hearing Anna talk about all this nonsense, the guy thinks that this poor girl might be suffering from a mental breakdown from the shock. Now maybe she is talking all this to escape through delusions. Maybe this child sinks and gets washed away here. He is thinking she is crazy in the head. The guy then holds Anna by her shoulders and tells her he understands her situation now. He looks at her with a fierce look in his eyes and tells her loudly that she is not a princess. She is just a middle school student and she cannot use magic ever. It is cruel, but she needs to accept reality in order to survive on this deserted island. Listening to this guy, Anna gets mad and slaps his hand away, saying he is so rude. She is a great magician. She will show him magic as she is an expert in using magic. She stands firmly on the ground in front of him and tries various spells of magic, but none of them are working. Her magic is not working here. She is busy thinking why, out of all people, she can't use magic, and suddenly, the guy screams at her to look behind. It is a slimy, suffocating demon. Anna is not fazed by it as it is just a small slime for her, but the slime attacks her. Slowly, it wraps all around her body, catching her off guard. It even gets in her mouth, making her unable to breathe. Her body gets restrained, so she can't even move. With a beginner's magic, a monster like this would be dead already, but she knows now that she can't use magic. Seeing Anna consumed by slime all over, the guy hurriedly runs away. Where is he going? Anna is trying to stop him with her hand, but she cannot reach him. The guy leaves, and Anna remembers the time when she was getting ignored by His Majesty. It is because her mother, Consort Lamina, is not favored, so her daughter is also getting neglected. She remembers the time when she first awakened her magical powers. She is a once-in-a-thousand-year-old genius. Princess Anna and her daddy issues. Whether it is her bonds, her status, or the affection she has received, she gets all of those thanks to her talent in magic. If she can't use her magic, no one will be with her. As she is thinking all this and getting sad, the guy comes running at her with his stick and beats the slime to release her. After multiple splashes, he finally gets Anna out. Holding her in his arms, he runs away from the slime monster. He tells Anna not to be shocked because monsters like this appear on this island. That one from earlier is a monster that attacks people when they let their guard down. It wraps its prey's face and suffocates it. The first day he arrives here, it almost kills him. But he happens to discover that he is afraid of fire, and he manages to save himself. That is why he names it a slimy, suffocating demon. Hearing his yap about the slime, Anna asks him why he comes back to save her. For some reason, she cannot use her magic. The guy looks at her, wondering if she is still sick. Why does she keep talking about that stupid magic? Anna is still sad and trauma dumping on him, saying there is no benefit in helping someone like her. The guy shakes his head in disappointment and tells her that he is just fulfilling his responsibility as an adult. He doesn't care what kind of person she is. It is okay with him if she is mentally unwell, crazy, or can't use magic. He will help her. Hearing him say this, Anna can't help but get flustered. She has never felt this way before. After a while, the sun is almost set, and they both are sitting in the dark while the guy is rubbing a stick to light a fire. Anna has never seen this before. She asks him what he is doing. The guy looks at Anna, saying he is trying to light a fire. They need a campfire to have light, cook food, and keep insects and wild animals away. He is lucky enough to have a small amount of campfire left when he is attacked by the slimy demon. Anna is looking at him trying so hard just to start a fire. She is amazed that someone would use this primitive method to start a fire. The guy is sweating as he struggles to rub the stick harder and harder. It is very difficult, and it is getting really dark. Anna thinks about how she hears that humans are far behind in terms of magical development compared to elves, but she has never imagined it would be this far. Looking at him, Anna is getting frustrated. He asks her if she is all right. Anna shakes her head, saying it is nothing, and thinks about how her heart has been acting weird for a while now. She needs to see a medic as soon as help arrives. She cannot just sit here and see this idiot rub sticks together. She has to do something. She gets up and uses all her power to gather enough magic to work in one of her spells. She focuses all her attention on feeling the magic around her and makes it strong enough for a meteor storm. The guy is sitting cluelessly, seeing Anna do this weird act with her arms in the air. She commands the meteor storm to hit the ground, but nothing happens. A small pebble-sized meteor falls to the ground ever so gently. Anna is embarrassed to see her magic making fun of her skills like this. She is getting teary-eyed and is about to break down. But the guy sees the small pebble and lunges at it to pick it up. All this hustle for such small magic. Lol. He puts it on the fire starter and blows on it gently. What is he doing? Anna is shocked to see his reaction. After a couple of blows, the guy successfully starts a small fire. He then thanks Anna, saying that because of her, he is able to start a fire. Seeing this happen, Anna is in shock. He tells her it is because of her magic that they are able to light a fire today. Anna asks him with a smirk if he is now able to change his mind about magic. The guy looks at the fire and apologizes to her, saying he shouldn't treat her like a delusional person. It is his first time seeing magic with his own eyes. She really surprises him. He asks her if magic does other things as well. He mentions how he thinks that if he has Anna with him here, he can overcome a lot of difficult stuff. Anna proudly asks him if he has realized the true power of her. He tells her that he is bad at making fire, so having her helps a lot. It is roughly 2-3 times a day, and from now on, she has to help him. Hearing this, Anna falls to the ground and looks tired. He asks her if she is okay. Anna tells him that the cost-effectiveness of magic usage on this island is too bad, which makes her really tired after using magic. On the ship, Anna is talking to her guard about the dragon race and how it is rapidly approaching the mothership. The dragons have already infiltrated the ship. I wonder if someone as important as her can be this dumb with her magic. Suddenly, Anna sees a small insect-sized dragon flying in front of her. She is shocked to see a dragon this small in size. The dragons bite her fingers while she tries to swat them away. She declares this is an emergency, that they are under attack. But then, she is not on any ship or anything. She is lying on the sand. It is all just her dream. She wakes up and realizes that she got blown away to this island by a magical collision. This island has so little mana that she can't even use magic. She gives up trying to escape it by using magic and has no choice but to stay overnight. However, the insects on this island are too ferocious. She looks around to find the guy, but he is nowhere to be seen. Suddenly, from behind a huge rock, the guy walks up to her. He asks her if she slept well. Anna looks at him with an angry look in her eyes and tells him that every inch of her body has been bitten all night long and she could barely sleep. Anna's heart skips a beat and she feels like she is not doing well. Maybe she is tired or sick. The guy asks her what is wrong with her, but sassy Anna ignores him and asks him what he did. The beach looks like it is full of trash. The guy looks at Anna and tells her that he thought the rescue team would appear to look for her, so he used drifting objects to set up signs so people would notice. Anna looks at him in disappointment and says it is okay even if he doesn't do such a thing, as her position is constantly determined by the 11 empires using magic. They must have already noticed that she, the commander, had disappeared from the battlefield. Her army will probably come to get her soon. The bearded guy is totally lost listening to her yap about the battlefield. Anna is shocked to know that he doesn't know about the massive war with the fate of the world at stake. She sighs and says how unbelievable it is. It might have nothing to do with a weak race like humans. Now she has no choice but to give him a simple explanation. She tells him that the world is dominated by the elves of the Elven Empire, Alfheim, the dragons of the continent of the Dragon Realm, Muspelheim, and the dragon race of the demon world, Niflheim. These three are the major races that rule the world. The Eternal Heart is a giant mana crystal that holds infinite magical power and mana. Currently, those three countries are at war fighting over it. The race that will obtain the Eternal Heart will surpass all the other races and will essentially take over the world. The war will escalate soon, so humans should also prepare themselves. The guy looks at her, wondering what she is talking about. She didn't lie about the fact that she could use magic, but it seemed like the delusional part was real. Anna suddenly changes the topic and tells him that she is thirsty. She hasn't had any water since yesterday. If he doesn't mind, can he please give her some water? The guy looks down and apologizes to her, saying he doesn't have any water. When he first arrived here, there were many palm trees with fruits on them. At that time, he thought that help would come soon and that coconuts could solve his food and water problems, so he didn't explore the island that much. In the end, he ate the last coconut yesterday. Hearing this, Anna is shocked. What does he mean by no water? What is she going to drink now? Anna says now she doesn't have any option but to be patient and wait for the search party to arrive. As she thinks that, she suddenly realizes that it is not possible. This island has so little mana that using magic is practically impossible. If the mana concentration is low, she won't be able to transmit her position using magic power, and they won't be able to find her. Now the only option is to make a thorough search physically. Anna starts panicking, realizing that she is hard to find and her rescue team can't reach her easily. The guy stands in front of her, trying to comfort her. Anna kneels down to the ground while holding her head. Seeing her like this, the guy gets scared and asks her if she is okay. Anna is getting dizzy. The guy comforts her and tells her that he knows where they can find water. When he was walking around the island on his first day, he saw a pool of water. At that time, there were palm trees, and he had no water container, so he just ignored it. He reaches out his hand and asks her to come with him as they have no choice but to survive on their own until they get rescued. They don't know when the rescue team will arrive, but until then, securing water is their priority. He thinks he is Bear Grylls. They both head inside the forest while it is clear that Anna is not looking good. She looks tired and dizzy and can barely walk. The guy turns around to see Anna fallen on the ground in the forest. The guy asks her what is wrong. She tells him that she hurt her foot and it looks like she stepped on something pointy. The guy asks her to show it to him and let him help her. Anna shows him her foot, and the guy picks the dead branch out of her foot, saying it looks like she walked on a small branch. Anna is crying and making a big fuss about it. The The guy tells her that it is okay and that it is just a small scratch. Concerned, he asks her why on earth she is not wearing any shoes. Anna looks at him with an angry look and tells him that she moves around using levitation magic, so she doesn't need shoes before. As they are having this conversation, Anna is getting disoriented. The guy holds her by her shoulder, trying to stabilize her, but he finds out that Anna's body is burning up. He tells her that her body is burning up because she is wearing such a thick cape in this heat, even though she is dehydrated. If she doesn't take it off now, she will get a heat stroke. Anna, with her tired voice, tells him that she refuses to do so because it is the special cape given to her by her father. It is the symbol of the commanders on the front line who are in charge of the fate of the 11 empires. She will never remove it until she presents the eternal heart to her father. The guy looks at her, saying how stupid she is acting right now. If she doesn't take it off, she might get a heat stroke. But Anna is not listening to a word he says. She is very stubborn and tells him to just depart quickly. Looks like someone has massive daddy issues. They both reach the palm trees in the middle of the forest, and the guy is shocked to see that all the water has disappeared. The guy is trying to figure out when the water dried up. Perhaps in the past week. Seeing this, Anna falls to the ground again. Her throat is dry and painful. Her body hurts, and it feels very heavy. It is all hopeless. Anna is lying on the ground when suddenly she feels a drop of water drip into her mouth. Her eyes are closed, and all she can do is drink this cold water while her body recovers from thirst. After a couple of big gulps, she opens her eyes to see where this water is coming from. She sees the guy standing on top of her with something long in his hand. The water seems to be coming out of that. Anna screams loudly as she drags herself back. The guy tells her that he is glad she is feeling better now. Anna is traumatized to see him squeeze water into her mouth. She is spitting and cursing at him, asking what he made her drink. That better not be his pee. The guy shows her the sock in his hand and tells her it is water. The water on the surface has disappeared, but if he digs the soil deep enough, it is still pretty humid. And if he wraps it in cloth like this and squeezes it, the cloth will simply filter out stuff like dirt and sand, producing drinkable water. Anna is shocked to learn this new trick. She tells him how smart this is and how he is even smarter than she thought. He further tells her that if they dig deeper, maybe they can reach a water pool too. Since he saw her condition getting worse and worse, he wanted to give her water as soon as possible, so he squeezed the water out of the soil. It might slightly smell like dirt, but this water has been filtered through soil and rocks, so it's safe to drink. He gives her the sock, saying she should drink more. Anna is still a bit skeptical and tells him that she shouldn't be the only one to drink it and asks him to drink it too. The guy shows her that he has another sock left so she can have that one. Anna is nauseous looking at his socks and throws his socks on the ground, saying she is the princess of the 11 empires. There's no way she could drink water squeezed from a human's socks. The guy is thinking that this girl still doesn't understand the harshness of survival. Suddenly, he gets an idea. He tells her that she is talking about a noble cause like carrying the fate of the Elven Empire on her shoulders, but in the end, it is all just talk. She is our Delulu princess. Hearing his harsh words, Anna gets angry and asks him to elaborate. With a cool manner, the guy tells her that if there is something she must absolutely accomplish, and if she has a duty she has to fulfill, shouldn't she take care of herself before the opportunity presents itself? Isn't she determined to survive no matter what? Anna answers him, saying that in this situation, nothing is more important than getting out of there alive. She looks sad, with tears welling up in her eyes. She feels guilty, admitting that despite having an important duty, prioritizing her pride and putting her life at risk she won't be able to face her father, who entrusted the fate of the 11 empires to her. Seeing her so down and out, the guy frantically stops her and tells her that he is not criticizing her or anything. But with a swift motion, Anna takes off her cape. She picks up the sock from the ground and starts to squeeze it over her mouth. All she can think about is his dirty feet, but she manages to drink the water out of it. She then hands it over to him, asking for another one. She screams that she will survive at any cost. Even if she has to drink muddy water squeezed out of a stinky sock, she will gladly do it. The desperation is real. The guy is wondering what she means by the stinky socks. Somehow, they both manage to secure water. It's roughly 6 1.5-liter bottles. The guy says he has heard that humans need around 1.5 liters of water per day. They can probably save someone drinking it. But in this heat, one person would end up drinking a whole bottle in a day, which means that this water would only last for 3 days. He tells her not to worry, as there are other ways to get water too. Anna smiles at him and says how he collected a lot of containers for the water. He asks her if she is talking about the plastic water bottles. He picked them up from the beach. There was all kinds of trash coming from the sea. Anna is disgusted by the sound of trash bottles. He explains to her that hygiene isn't perfect, but given the situation, they have no choice but to use what they can. Anna nods and says it is not the time to fuss over that. Her stomach growls loudly as she hasn't eaten anything. He looks at Anna and tells her that he hasn't eaten anything either since yesterday, so he is hungry too. The sun was about to set, and collecting water took so much time. He starts walking away, saying they should get food before the sun is out again or else it will be really hard. He is the only sensible person on this island. Anna decides to follow him, as she wants to help as well. As they are walking, Anna asks him his name. He replies by saying that a lot has been going on, so he forgot to introduce himself. He looks at her and says his name is Xiaoten Deku, and he is a high school teacher in Tokyo. Anna is wondering what a unique name he has. She asks him if he is teaching in that village called Tokyo, and what kind of magic he teaches. He is completely lost and can't understand what she is talking about. With a confused look, he tells her that he is a Japanese language teacher. Anna is confused. She is wondering if he is saying that he has no talent for magic, so his only option is to become a language teacher in a remote village. She is thinking about how pitiful Shio is. She tells him that no wonder he is well versed in primitive wisdom like making fire and collecting water. Shio says he is not a survival expert. He likes survival stuff, so he watches and reads videos and books, so he has some knowledge about it, but he has never experienced real survival life. He is just an amateur who occasionally goes camping, at best. Hearing this, Anna seems scared. She asks him if he is lying. Shio turns around and tells her not to worry about it. If anything happens, he will assume his duty as the adult and protect her, and they both will get out of there safely. As he starts walking away, Anna feels a pain in her chest. Her heart condition is getting bad again. She needs to see a doctor as soon as she gets home. Shio and Anna reach a huge hill-like rock. Shio bends down, and it looks like he is trying to find something. Anna is curiously looking at him while he picks up something small and shows it to her. It is a small shellfish. Anna is grossed out by looking at it. She asks him if he is planning on eating snails. Shio laughs and tells her they sure look like snails, but they are small shellfish. It is seafood. He is definitely going to eat all of the shellfish in this sea now. Anna frantically points to the ocean, saying why does she have to eat that when there are so many fish in the sea? Shio looks at her with anger and, in a firm voice, says he doesn't have any fishing equipment. It is very difficult to catch fish with bare hands. On the other hand, shellfish don't move, so they will be able to catch a lot of them. They're small, though, so for now, eat this to restore some stamina, and then they can aim for fish. Hearing him order her like this, Anna gets mad and tells him that even without tools, this once-in-a-millennium great magician, the 7th princess, Anastasia and Pearl, can catch fish with magic. After yelling all this at Shio's head, Anna runs off and walks into the water. He tries to stop her, but stubborn Anna is not listening to him. She sees a fish swimming next to her and uses her magic spell to cast magic on that fish. With one hand motion, she is able to catch the fish in a ball of water. Shio is amazed to see this, and Anna orders him to catch it and pull it out of the water ball. Shio obediently follows her instructions and lunges at the water ball, but with a splash, the fish gets away, and the water ball explodes. He tells her that her water ball suddenly exploded, but when he looks at her, he finds her floating on the water with her face down. What happened to her? He quickly picks her up in his arms and gets her out of the ocean. He puts her down on the sand and tells her to pull herself together. Anna is choking on the seawater. Shio tells her to sit up and cough all the seawater out. He taps her on the back while she throws up the seawater from her mouth. Concerned, Shio asks her if she is feeling any better now. Does she still feel sick? Before Anna can say anything, a loud growl echoes through the air. It is coming from her stomach. She is very hungry. Shio notices the sound and tells her that this sound is quite amazing. Is she really that hungry? Anna pulls herself together and tells him that even though she was already hungry to begin with, since she used a large amount of magic power, even her stamina got drained. Shio excitedly tells her to look over at the huge rock in front of them. There are a lot of shellfish on that rock. The fish might have escaped, but they found a large quantity of shellfish, all thanks to Anna. As he is trying to cheer up Anna, all she can think about is how she can't escape her fate today. She has to eat the shellfish now. There is no place for picky eaters here. The sun is out, and both of them are sitting by the bonfire. The whole island is dark, and the only light that can be seen is from the stars in the night sky. Shio is using a big rock to crack open all the little shellfish. Anna is not very happy with her dinner, but she doesn't have any other options. Shio smacks all the shellfish open and picks the meat out of them. He washes it in some of the water they have collected and takes a bite. It tastes like a snack he might enjoy with alcohol. It is not that bad. Anna looks at him curiously, but she is still hesitant to eat it. Shio confirms that it is surprisingly tasty and tells her she should try some too. Anna looks at the meat, barely holding herself back from gagging. As she takes a bite, Shio asks her what she thinks. There are no seasonings, so the ingredients just taste as they are, but it is actually quite tasty. Before he can even complete his sentence, Anna starts coughing and throwing up. What's with the taste? She screams at Shio. He asks her if she is alright. Anna tells him that it is smooth, tastes like soil, and is fishy. She has never tasted anything like it before. Shio is shocked to hear that. What do you mean? He asks her. He asks if she has never eaten shellfish before. Anna nods and says that it is true. She lives in the palace of the elven forest. She occasionally eats fish, but her main diet consists of dishes made from the products of the forest. As for her personal eating habits, she usually prefers vegetables and fruits with only a small amount of meat. Shio is shocked to know this. He asks her if something with a strong flavor is too much of a hurdle. He wonders what he should do to make this child eat more. She has become extremely weak ever since she used magic, so it's a difference in food culture. Should he try to find other food? But it's already dark, and searching with a torch seems difficult. As he is thinking all this, he spots a small coconut nearby. He picks it up and gives it to her, saying she should try drinking this. Coconut water isn't going to cut it, girl. Anna takes the small coconut from his hands, and with a tired look on her face, she takes a sip. She is shocked after tasting the coconut water. It is delicious. She says it is extremely refreshing, and the natural sweetness spreads in her mouth. It has a light taste, but she can feel the unique aroma. Shio is finally relieved to see her drinking something. He sighs and says he is glad that she likes it. He asks her if this must be her first time trying coconut too. Anna nods while drinking the coconut water and tells him that she has heard about it, but she has never actually seen one. She is fighting for the fate of the Elven Empire, Ulfheim, after all. She practices magic every day, so she almost has no contact with the world outside the palace. Shio is lost after hearing this and doesn't know what to say. He tells her that after they leave this island, she should come to Tokyo. He will show her a lot of delicious and fun stuff. Anna immediately protests, saying she is a princess. When they leave, she can't just accompany him like that. Moreover, they are in the middle of a war right now. They don't know how the world will change after the war. However, even if it is just a little bit, she is looking forward to it. Her stomach is still growling. Shio notices this and thinks about what he can do to make this kid eat more. He gets an idea. He asks her if she has ever heard of tapioca. Anna is confused by this question. What is tapioca? She has never heard of it. Shio explains that they add chewy tapioca pearls into a delicious drink like milk tea. It is a food where they can chew on the pearls while drinking. It is very popular among young people. Inspired by that idea, he suggests adding the snail meat into the coconut instead. He asks her if she thinks that eating the snails she hates in this kind of amusing way will make it taste better. Anna is still confused and wonders what this man is even saying. Shio pops one piece of meat into her coconut and asks her to drink it up. As she sucks it through the bamboo straw, she ends up coughing. Shio asks her how it was. Anna wipes her mouth and says that perhaps the deliciousness of the coconut masked the unpleasant taste of the snail meat a little, but she felt less repulsed than when she ate the meat by itself. Moreover, the slight saltiness of the meat adds a little flavor to the drink somehow. Worst boba tea idea ever. Shio is glad to hear this and gives her some more meat to put in her coconut. Now, they are both sitting by the fire, enjoying their meal. She tells him that she won't say she is satisfied, but she feels more energetic after eating it. Shio says that this is a relief. To think that she was so reluctant at first, she really did well. Anna looks at him, thanking him, and says that it is thanks to his various ideas. Ordinary people's ingenuity can surprisingly be useful. Come to think of it, she has been the only one eating. He should have a bite too. She offers him her coconut, saying she thinks this combination is quite tasty once he gets used to it. Shio takes it from her hand and takes a sip. Just a single sip makes him gag and cough. Anna is shocked to see this reaction, but Shio can't eat it. All he can think about is the devastating taste of this monstrosity. After having their meal, both of them plan to go to sleep and call it a night. In the middle of the night, Anna is woken up by the sound of someone calling her name. She gets up to see that it is her mother's voice. Her mother is standing in front of her. She says how glad she is to see her daughter is all right. Anna is really happy to see her mother and tells her happily how glad she is that she came to rescue her. But her mother is not listening to her. She tells Anna to listen carefully. Ulfheim, the Elven Empire, has fallen. Anna can't believe it. She keeps saying that it is a lie. As they talk about all this, a huge dragon stands behind Anna. She turns around to see the Dragon King, Naga. Her mother says that it is Anna's fault because her disappearance from the battlefield caused the power balance to collapse. As a result of all this, Alfheim was eradicated by the Dragon King Naga. Anna is breaking down in tears and can't believe what her mother is saying. Suddenly, a big blast happens, and with a scream, Anna wakes up. What kind of mother she is, always blaming her child. There is no Dragon King around, nor her mother. She finds herself sleeping next to the campfire. It was all a dream. She looks around, trying to find Shio, but he is not anywhere near her. She wonders if he went to search for food. It has been 3 days since she left the battlefield, but there is no sign of rescue coming. Alfheim's magical army is excellent, but they are no match for Naga. 3 days ago, their troops were still dominating the battlefield, but if things continue like this, they may gradually get defeated. Isn't there a way to leave this island as soon as possible? She should ask Shio for advice. She gets up to look around the island, trying to find Shio. She sees a bunch of branches folded. Perhaps this is the correct direction for her to go. As she heads inside the forest, she notices a voice. However, it is not Shio's voice. She looks behind a bush to see a weird glow coming from something. What does this mean? Weren't they supposed to be the only ones on this island? Anna sees Shio sitting behind the bush with a weird glow coming from the front of him. Is that magic? What does this mean? He shouldn't be able to use magic. Is it possible that he deceived her? Seeing him, she bolts in the other direction before even saying a word to him. She thinks that this must be a plan to trap her on this island. Shio sees her running at full speed, all scared and screaming something. He gets up and runs after her, trying to catch her. Seeing him chase her with his arms in the air like a crazy person, Anna screams. She stops and uses her magic spell to cast a magic attack on him. With a sanctum of lightning spark, she strikes him with lightning. He folds his arms in front of his face, trying to protect himself. Anna is shocked to see him smiling after being attacked. Even he is not taking her seriously. He jumps over her, pinning her small arms on top of her head and getting on top of her, stopping her from moving. He then covers her mouth with one of his hands, telling her to stay silent. Anna tries to fight back, but she can barely breathe with his heavy body on top. Suddenly, out of nowhere, she spots an evil beast standing at a distance from them. Shio reminds her how he told her that there are monsters on this island. That guy is very territorial. If she intrudes even a little into his territory, he will notice right away and attack. On the other hand, he is expanding his own territory so much that he is the main culprit, making exploring this island difficult. That is why he names him the violent, stingy Mohawk Pig. It is just a normal evil beast, though. Although it is a low-class monster, she should not underestimate it if she cannot use magic. He won't bother them anymore if they leave his territory quickly before he notices. As he tells her all this, he picks Anna up and tries to walk away, but the pig sees them. It runs after them, screaming, and both of them try to run away. Shio jumps over her and shields her with his body. As they make a ball using their bodies, they both roll down behind a bush and fall to the ground. Anna gets up and asks Shio if he is okay. He opens his eyes and, in a painful voice, tells her that he is okay. Is she okay? He decides to take a gamble and jumps off the cliff, but somehow they survive. He is the perfect father figure for her. Shio gets up and begins to walk away, but Anna stops him and gets ready to attack him again with her magic. He turns around to look at her, but she asks him how dare he deceive her. Who in the world is he? He is the reason why she cannot use magic. Shio is shocked to be accused like this. He asks her what she is talking about. He has never deceived her. But Anna is not ready to hear a word come out of his mouth. She tells him to shut up because she has already seen it. A prisoner sealed inside a light cube. That was, without a doubt, the advanced magic radiant seal cube. Hearing her, the wheels start to turn in his head. Is she talking about his phone? He takes his phone out and shows it to her, asking if she is talking about this. Anna nods, saying the only thing that can seal a person in such a small space is definitely the radiant cube. He sighs again and says that it looks like she has never seen a smartphone either. A smartphone is a communication device, but there's no signal here, so he can't use it. However, they can do a lot of other stuff with it, like watching videos. He plays a video on his phone and shows it to her, which completely shocks her. She asks him if this is a record of a vision. Is it made from magic? He tells her that it is not like that. It is difficult to explain how it is made, but it is created through the materialization of human technology. Hearing this, Anna feels embarrassed. She questions her own intelligence. She says how she cannot fulfill the mission given to her by her father. All she can do is carelessly wait to be rescued. She can't even do anything on this island. She let her anxiety take over and misunderstood everything. She caused trouble and even injured him. She is really no good for anything. The self-doubt is getting real. Saying all this, her eyes fill with tears. Shio stops her and tells her that this is not true. Just now, he has discovered something only she can do. The smartphone has a lot of different functions other than communication. Some of those functions are useful for survival, such as a flashlight and a compass. Unfortunately, every time he uses them, they drain the battery of the smartphone, and one day it will no longer be usable. Up until now, he has been trying to save the phone battery as much as possible, but she has helped him solve that issue. The magic spell called Sanctum of Lightning Spark she just cast somehow charged his smartphone by 1%. Anna is shocked to hear this and asks if that is something to be happy about. He nods and tells her that he is not a survival expert, which is why there are times he lacks knowledge and doesn't know what to do. But this smartphone has a lot of videos and digital books about survival that are very useful for their situation. The battery was running low, so to save power, he couldn't turn it on, but it would really be helpful if she could charge it. Anna looks at him, confused, saying she doesn't understand it, but he is saying this is a very important role, right? Now she has no choice but to help him. If he is begging her like that, she will accept this very important task. As they stand talking about all this and Anna is busy being sassy, a huge arm comes down to attack Anna. With lightning-fast reflexes, Shio snatches her by the arm and screams at her to watch out. The voice comes from the hand, asking her why she is not using a counterspell, mockingly calling her Shrimpy. Anna is shocked to see Dragon King Naga standing in front of her. The Dragon King changes form into a female human. The Dragon King Naga stands in front of Shio and Anna completely naked. Anna is in shock to see her like this, while Shio is completely lost on what the hell is going on. He asks Anna if she is her acquaintance or something, to which Anna tells him that she is a Dragon King. Dragons possess an innate talent for magic. Although they are a minority race, they are an enemy force comparable to that of the Elven Empire. She is the strongest being among the Dragon Kings, and she is called the Dragon King. As Anna explains all this to him, silly Shio is busy wondering if the number of crazy kids on this island has increased or something. He tries to cover his eyes because she is not wearing anything. Anna keeps explaining to him that Dragon Kings use a magic spell called transformation, which allows them to take the form of giant dragons. Therefore, when they prepare for combat, they take off their clothes, leaving only the cloak on. Shio wonders if she is a nudist or something and says that, for the time being, they should get her to wear some clothes. As he says this, he looks at Anna and notices something is wrong with her neck. It's injured. Anna tells him that it must be from the blow from earlier. She was aiming for her vitals. Hearing this, Shio is furious and yells at Naga, saying this is not funny. He screams at her, saying that if he hadn't pulled Anna in time, her artery would have been severed and she would have died. There is a limit to fooling around. Is she planning on killing this child? Hearing Shio, Naga gets mad and decides to attack them. She runs at them with full force and attacks him, resulting in Shio flying back as he gets hit. Anna is shocked to see this and tries to stop her, but Naga is not playing any games today. She grabs Anna by her hair and mockingly asks her what is wrong with her, and why she is not using her magic. Anna is visibly in a lot of pain because of her neck, and now her hair is being pulled. Shio gets up and asks Naga to stop. He explains that he doesn't fully understand the situation, but the three of them are trapped on this deserted island. In this situation, fighting will benefit no one. Naga tells him to shut up as he has been so noisy since earlier. She asks him if he is a human, telling him not to dare interfere with the duel between her and Shrimpy, calling Shio a worthless insect. For the past 50 years, dueling with that one has been her only enjoyment. Shio is shocked to find out about the 50-year duel. He is sure that this girl is crazy too. Naga keeps nagging at Anna's hair and telling her to use her magic. She tells her that she has been feeling pretty dull since she woke up from the fainting. Anna should help her warm up now. As Naga says this, Anna looks down to see her fist reaching Anna's stomach. It looks like she is going to make Anna her punching bag in a few seconds. Shio sees this and jerks her hand away from Anna, screaming at her to stop this nonsense. As he gets a firm grip on her arm, she lets go of Anna's hair. He tells Anna to get away from her and looks at Naga with eyes full of anger. She asks him if he has a death wish or something. If that is the case, she will start by crushing him first. Saying this, she lunges at him with full force. Her attack looks powerful, and it seems like she is really mad at him. But Shio is not having it anymore. He is ready to attack her back and put her in her place. He swings his punch at her and aims for her stomach, making Naga spit out. Naga is shocked to see that a miserable human just hit her in the stomach. Anna quietly stands behind him, watching all this happen. She is clueless about what is happening. How is he able to fight her? She asks him who he really is. Shio tells her that he is a high school teacher. It's just that the school he works at is a school where violent problem children from all over Japan are gathered. The school grounds are like a dystopian world, a lawless place where not only the school rules but even the law has no power. Even the teachers have to use their own strength to subdue students. He was in charge of disciplining those violent students with his own strength at that school. He once asked a senior teacher, "Is it allowed to perpetuate this Showa-era education that inflicts violence on students in the Reiwa era?" And he said that the school is neither in those eras. These are turbulent times. Anna carefully listens to all this and says that she doesn't understand all this, but basically, he has some knowledge about fighting. Shio tells her that it is something like that. He doesn't like violence, but if it gets any more violent, he won't show any mercy. That's why they should stop it here. But Naga stands there, smiling creepily at him, asking him what he is talking about. She charges at him with full force and screams, saying before the main event, he will help her warm up. She uses her magic spell Dragon Claw Burst and attacks Shio, but he carefully dodges it and runs out of the way. He looks at the tree that gets broken in half because of her attack. Shio is shocked to find out that she can also use magic. He is mind-boggled at this point and doesn't know what to do. How is he supposed to fight a battle like this? She is blowing fire at him while he tries his best to dodge her attacks. Bro, just weave the attacks. Naga asks him what is wrong, but he just keeps running away. She mocks him for being a boring opponent, but suddenly they hear a voice coming from behind. It's Anna. She tells Naga how unsightly this kind of sloppy fighting style is, saying it's not like her. Don't tell her. The reason she is not fighting as hard as she usually does is because she is afraid of her servants. So she is only using a small fraction of her skills to test him. Shio is confused and wonders why she is saying all this all of a sudden. Naga screams at her, telling her not to mess with her. She is a dragon king. Humans are nothing more than insects. She doesn't even notice them. With this new anger, she agrees to transform herself into the Dragon King and scorch him to ashes. Shio is about to pee himself as he watches her turn into a huge dragon. Naga tells them that humans consider it an honor to die to the Dragon King's scorching flame. Once she turns the human into ashes, the shrimpy is next. Today is the day we'll settle everything. He is standing with his mouth wide open while she is standing naked. The Dragon King blows fire at both of them, and they barely dodge it. Anna tells him that a large amount of mana is required for the Dragon King's transformation. The reason why she is able to transform in this mana-scarce place is because their bodies have the ability to store magic power and mana. In an environment where mana is abundant, they can replenish it quickly, but here, once the mana in her body is exhausted, it becomes extremely difficult to replenish it any further. That is why she is able to temporarily activate skills that use magic power and mana. Now that she is out of mana and cannot even use the Dragon King techniques, let alone transform, suddenly, they see the Dragon King turn back into her human Naga form. She angrily asks Anna why she has no strength. What did she do to her? Shio asks her if she still plans to fight them. Anna says that the abilities of a Naga who cannot use magic should not be that different from those of an ordinary human. Judging from the battle from earlier, Shio should have a chance of winning. Hearing Anna say this, Naga charges at them, full of anger and hatred. She is not going to lose to some human. Try if you can. Saying this, she attacks him and swings her punches at him. Shio is good at defense and wonders if she is very strong even without using any strange techniques. Is it because her physical strength was just superior to begin with? She is manhandling Shio while beating the life out of him. Anna asks him if he is alright. He is all sweaty and tells her that he is fine. His nose is actively bleeding. Anna is worried about him, but he tells her not to worry about him, saying that it is just a small scratch. He wonders if seeing Naga naked like this caused his nose to bleed like this. After all, he has been on this desert island for so long. He pulls himself together and tells himself that she is trying to take his life. Suddenly, Shio hits himself in the face. This makes Naga laugh at him. Why is he doing that? Is he going crazy? He is trying to charge himself up. Naga squeezes out all of her remaining mana and magic power to respond to him. She lunges at him with her hand. But this is not her normal hand. Her middle finger grows into a dragon claw. Is she going to flip him off? Shio uses a piece of wood to protect himself, but even that is unable to shield him. Anna tells him that it is a dragon claw. Even in this state, she still maintains the ability to slice through normal swords and armor. Naga is ready to attack him again with her claw, and Anna tosses Shio a magic knife made from elven magic ore. This knife is enough to slice through her claw like butter, and with one punch, she is on the ground, defeated by Shio. Anna is in shock to see Shio defeat the Dragon King. Shio takes his shirt off, saying it was a direct hit to the jaw, so she probably passed out for the time being. Let's restrain her with clothes before she wakes up. Shio is a bit confused, saying that since she is naked, He can't decide whether to put on some clothes or restrain her. Anna is wondering why he is so concerned about her naked body. This is really annoying. Shio ties her hands behind her back with his shirt. He then returns Anna's knife back to her. She looks sad and asks him if he is angry. These past few days, Shio has been using rough objects like stones and shells as knives, but even though she had a knife, she stayed silent the whole time. So it's only natural that he would be angry. Shio shakes his head, saying he is not angry. She carries such a beautiful knife around with her, so it must be something important. They need to use up everything around them in order to survive, but it's also important to have something that gives them emotional support. Not the emotional support knife. Anna tells him that if she is captured by the enemy forces on the battlefield, there is a chance that she may be subjected to torture and suffering. This maiden's mercy is a talisman given to her by her mother when she went to war, and it is also a knife that she can use to kill herself if the need arises. This knife is said to be cursed to allow one to die peacefully without pain if they were to be stabbed in the heart. Obviously, she does not intend to use it in a place like this. It is a precious talisman given to her by her mother, after all. That is why she has decided to entrust it to Shio. She offers the knife to him, saying she is positive it will be of great help to survive here. Shio asks her if it is okay for her to give him something this important. Anna nods and says that he can pave the way to tomorrow with this suicide knife. She firmly believes in him. Shio takes it from her and reassures her that she can count on him and that they will get off this island together. As they are busy talking, suddenly, they see Naga get up. She tells him that the punch from earlier was quite impressive. Her head is still spinning now. Anna wonders if she stretched out her claws to cut the cloth that bound her. She tells him that she never even imagined that she would lose to a human like this. He is pretty good for a mere human. Shio asks her if she is still planning on fighting him again. But Naga has other plans. She looks at him with a flirty look and straight up asks him to impregnate her. I saw this miles ago.